Hi everyone, welcome back to the final installment of Morgana. So Morgana is the latest in my Arthurian range for Cool Katz Crafts, and we've been making the Make a Splash version. So it's an 8 1/4 by an 8 1/4, and I've been using one pad of Make a Splash, which is a Graphic 45 paper pad, and I've still got all this left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets, full sheets. I mean, I do need a couple more to finish off, but I'll be able to make extra things. I've got all these little bits left over as well. So whichever collection you go for by G45, you will be able to make a Morgana using just one pad. So this video is now dedicated to assembling it and making a few finishing touches, some extra places for your photos. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got our page 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So I've got them in order. Now back in video 1, we did our spine. We've got the tape all ready to go. This was all been done earlier on. So what I'm going to do is move 1, 2, 3 spines back, and I'm going to concentrate on number 4. So I start at the back of my album and I take off my tape. That's going to stick to my page, and if I need to move it, I won't be able to. So I put some glue just on top of the tape, just a tiny bit of glue. But I also need to put some on the back because I've got nothing on the back, so that would just be flapping and loose. So I put some on the back. So let's just carefully bend it back without getting too much glue on my fingers. So it is a flexi hinge, so it should flex back. Good. So I've got it now at a sort of a 90-degree angle, up and out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pocket page and I'm going to open it up. So my hand is inside. You can see it coming out the other side. So I'm going to put it and slide it on. So because we made that spine just slightly smaller than our pages, and we put those diagonal cuts in, it actually slides in nice and easy. And we're going to stop just before we get to our score line. If we go over that score line, we no longer flex, which we wanted to. So by stopping before the score line, it still bends and lays flat. So now we're just going to repeat. So we're going to do glue down that bit, fold it over, take off the tape and run it down. Now make sure now you flip this over so it's the right way. Get your hand inside. Make sure you catch your pocket. And there we go. So we've got 2 pages in. And what we're going to do now, this page we're going to flip over and leave it there. And then page 1, because we're going to do this side. So I'm going to take off this tape. Now you can just carry on going, but I find it's quite tricky once you get up to the higher levels. So I'm going to go back to now and do page 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 goes this way. So make sure you got page 2 facing you. Open it up, and we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to slide onto that hinge and stop just before the score line. There we go. I could have squeezed in a little bit more, and this time it's going to go that way. And this is a good page to match in the middle because, you know, they are the same. So just bend this one back. So we're just going to open up the pocket page. Let's get rid of the clip for now. Sliding it in. And by having it upright, it sort of gives us a natural stop as well. There we go. And they all still flex and lay totally flat. It's all lined up nicely. And that is Morgana now complete. So I didn't cover the back until the very end on purpose, because I can just use one of these sheets now. So something that's going to match that spine. And do you know what? I think I could use that and carried on going, but I think it might be a bit much. So let's go for the stripes. It's still the same colorway. So let's have my trimmer in. And this will be 8 by 8 because our album is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Bring in my distress ink. I did like that one. I could have used that one. In fact, I'll use that on the next thing. So I'm just going to make sure I got enough glue. And we're going on the grey board. So just add some glue onto this as well. I mean, if you know which sheet you're going to use and you've worked it all out, you could have done this at the start. But in case I went wrong, someone needed this page, I could have just done a Frankenstein page here and just used whatever was left from that sheet across there, and then just added some extra strips onto the end and just Frankensteined the back. But luckily I had an extra sheet left. Okay, I can see my make splashes coming together. And so yeah, that's the album all done. I still have to add the string on, which I said I'm going to do off camera. But we do need some things to go in here. So we're going to do a photo mat for a 5 by 7 photo to go into this one. So for that, I'm going to take some cardstock and I'm going to cut it at 7.5 by 7.5. So here we are, 7.5 by 7.5. Then I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. This is white. This is cut at 7.25 by 5.25. So just 1/4 of an inch bigger both ways than a 7 by 5 photograph. So then you'll still have a little bit of white showing over the edge. And then I'm going to go to my scrap bits. And I know I had this 7.25 tall by 2 inch piece of this shell paper. So I'm going to use this as a little border. Oh, but before I do that, I'm going to use my medium on the top of this. Oh, I'd say that's more the top. I'm going to give it a little bit of a curl because I'm going to have this photo mat this way up. Oh, now I need the bigger one, don't I? There we go. I think because I did the smaller one first, it hasn't quite gone right with me. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay. Just try that again. We've just corner round it. You don't have to corner round it at all. I think it just adds a nice little bit of detail. But I'm not going to do it on the other side because otherwise your photo would need cornering, and if you're giving it to somebody else, that is a bit trickier for them to realise what's going on. And then they just get glued together onto our photo mat. So let's get that done. And add a little bit more distress ink down the edge here. So let's have a go at lining this up. And you could do some stitch detailing with some pen work around the edge of that as well, which I like to do sometimes, but I don't have a pen on me here because you want a little fine liner. But you've seen me do that if you've followed my channel before. Just put some doodles down the edges. And I'm just going to make sure it's ironed down. And then this slips inside and stays there. So you can see it looks different to the rest of the page and goes up. So that is a horizontal one. But also, if you make 4 more of these, they fit with a bit of jigging. The first time's always harder. Yeah, the first time's always hardest. Right, there we are. So they fit. Oh, it did go in. There we go. Inside your page. If it is a bit stiff like I've just done here, what you can do is rub some tumble dryer sheet over it and it helps it slide in. So you can do it so it sticks out, or you can do them a little 1/4 of an inch less and they will be hidden totally inside. But you do want one to go in here, otherwise all your ephemera pieces just get lost underneath. So make 1, but if you want to make another 4, because you do have plenty of sheets of paper left, which you will get 4 of your 2-inch strips from, and you can make 4 pages for that. This one seems nice and finished, so we're going to just put that, and there's just room for 6 by 4, but you can make a smaller photo mat to go inside here too, and then you can use your magnetic closure just to tuck in and hide. So shall we make one of these? So this one utilizes all those 1/2-inch strips we had left over. So let's have a look at the sizing of this photo mat. Just need to find my ruler. When you're making an album, it seems to have made a bit of a mess everywhere. In fact, let me just use my scoreboard until I find it. I'm guaranteed it'll turn up straight after. So my photo mat for this is 5 inches by 6.5. So you get 2 out of your A4 cardstock. My photo mat is 6.25 by 4.25. And then all these 1/2-inch strips that we cut off to do our pages are now going to come in handy, and we're just going to cut them at 6.25. So let me have a look. Have I got a 6.25-inch one? That's a bit longer than 6.25. There's one 6.25. So let's just ink it up. And you've got so many of these strips, you can make them double-sided. I tend to just do single-sided photo mats, otherwise it just sort of becomes a bit bulky. So let's put this one. So I'm going to put my photo mat where it would go, and then just line this up next to it. And again, just ink up my photo mat, just sort of blends it in a little bit. There we go. So we've got some, oh, I used the same paper. Never mind. So we've got 2 photo mats there now, which will fit 6 by 4-inch photos. So these look great inside that one. But let's have it with the shells outwards. They work nicely in here. They work nicely inside this pocket, so I've designed it to go in there. But I think we do need a large photo mat to go behind here. So let's have a look at what we can do there. Let's go back to my Enchanted Forest one. Let's measure up the one we had in there. Here we go. So this one was 6.5 by 7.5. So let's do the 6.5 first. So then you would have enough to make one of your 6x4s from the waist by 7.5. Another photo mat then for your 7x5s. Just ink the edge, tie it all in. And now we will need something a little bit thicker than the 1/2 inch, I think. Let's have a look. How wide was this strip? It looks like it was 1 inch. Oh, so what you can do is pick out, oh, this was 2 inches, or what you could have done, I think, sorry, 1 inch. So I mean, oh, it's too small, so let's cut it. So I'll just use some low-tack tape to glue it down in place. What I could have done is put a 1/2 inch each side and used those, but I do have a little piece left over. Or should we do one? Should we do one of the 1/2 This could go disastrously wrong or be fab. So let's have, no, that's not the same. I suppose we could use these two because they've both got shells on them. So let's have a look. The only problem is now, is it going to be 7.25? Yes, it is. So 7.25 and 7.25. So I haven't tried this. This is live experimentation. So we could have one this side and one. That's going to have to go this side, I think. So it's working out from the bottom right, and the shells will actually match on this side. There you go. Let's have a little bit more of the black showing in between though. I'm just coming in a little bit further with my ink. I'm trying not to reapply because it'll just get too dark. Right. So how are we going to begin? Should we begin with the right hand side? Oh, I've forgotten to ink this now. I'm going to have to go with the uninked on this one then. So we're going to just line it up on the right hand side. I don't really want to ink this side now because it won't match the other side. So I'm just going to stick it down. So let's put this one in place. And then put that one. And we can just hopefully slot that back in. There we are. And that's looking quite nice with all the shells going up. So we've got a photo mat as well for there. And the shells sort of match and tie in with the shells there. So that's actually worked out. Oh no, I planned it. It didn't just work out. It was planned, totally planned, wasn't it? And then string on that one, which I will get done, I swear, before the walkthrough. And then we've got space for more of our 6x4s here. So I've got some ready to go, but I won't show you another one. And then you've got a place there for a big photo mat. So you could trim this down and make a big one. On my Enchanted Forest one, I used the large images as well. But I wanted to show you another use for your black tape. So let's grab our trimmer and some black cardstock. So is this 8 1/4? I haven't trimmed it down. No. Right, so normally I would use an A4 piece of cardstock and the long way across the top, and I would cut a 4 1/4 inch piece off. And then another 4 1/4. So I'd make 2 of these. And what we're going to do is a photo pouch. So it fits a 6x4 photo, so you can put a couple of photos in there and then slot them into one of your pockets. And because the kit comes with a black tape, I thought it's a great way to show you how to use the tape in another way. I'm just going to bring my scoreboard. I'm going to put in the 8 1/4 across the top, and I'm scoring at 6 1/4. Yeah, the pocket looked a bit small there, but no, it is right. 6 1/4. So it's 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 in the end, which is a photo mat for a 6x4 photo. So I'm just going to score it. Optional extra, you can corner around. So just remember, you are going through 2 pieces of cardstock here. And what's great about this is if you were making a 12 by 12 paper pad album, you would be able to make 6 of these from 1 sheet of the leftover papers. Which paper should we use? This one? Yes, let's use this one just because I like the stripes. So this is now going to be cut to our photo page. So 6 inches. And look, you'll be left with 2 inches, which is perfect to do another of those large 5x7 photo mats. So let me cut that 2 inches ready. Yeah, and I can make another one of those later on. Right, so now I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. So I've got 2 pieces, 6x4. And I said, if you've got a 12x12 sheet which matches, you'd get 6 of these. Oh, don't want to put it away yet. Our pocket then has ended up being 2 inches. So let's have a look. 2 inches, let's go back 1/4 inch. Ah, look at that, cuts perfectly there. If it didn't, what I would have done is taken it from the top and cut out 1 3/4 off the top, and just swapped them around. But it's actually worked out for this one. I've still got that piece left, so I can make 2. So this is going to be the back. So I'm going to go down to my medium. I'm going to corner around the top. This is going to be my bottom. So using the medium again, corner around the 2 bottom. And you can see that's quite a cool little photo mat. All thanks to the Cool Katz black tape, the black tiger tape. So just ink in the edges. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my tape, move them out the way. And I'm going to place a piece from the top of the pocket. So it's half on, half off it. And then I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim it just before it starts to curve around that space. I cut it a bit strangely, so I'm just going to trim it back. There we are. And then when I fold it, I can fold it back and over. And I'm going to do the same now. Just trim off that end. I think I've got some stickiness on my scissors, which is catching on the tape. Then I need to clean my scissors. I'm going to repeat on the other side. So just cut it short of where it's starting to curl around. And bring it over. That's just a case then of gluing the paper on. I just thought this is a nice way of using up a couple of those sheets you had left over, but also to show you another way of using that tape, because using that tape means I haven't used up any excess card to make flaps and things, and I haven't lost anything, because if I'd glued both sides, you wouldn't then fit a 6x4 photo in, and you wouldn't get as much distance or as much out of your paper. So there we go. And if you wanted to just decorate the back, you can use the other bit. So if you're doing this as well, you would then be able to only get 3 out of your sheet, which I still think is pretty good from your 12x12 paper. But if you wanted to just do the front, you'd obviously get twice as many. It's just another way of using your tape. There we go. Oh, and I've still got my Make a Splash, which I think I'm going to put some foam tape on. And I can then stick it on the back. So let's have a look. Let's put our, also our Make a Splash. I could even put it there, but then I got Make a Splash 2 times. No, it's going to go there like I originally planned on the side, like so. So another finishing touch. And a little photo mat. So where should we put this? Inside here. Let's put it actually on here. Again, I got another tutorial video showing how to make a 3x5 envelope using an envelope punch board, and they are perfect for fitting in as well. I've got another video as well. If you look in my Cool Katz playlist, you'll find one for the Cool Katz clips. Oh, I've got another one here using the mermaid. I say, I've still got to string that, but that's an issue for me rather than watching, but I've shown you how to tie it. We could even just clip it on there. And there we go. Let me tidy up around here, because we are now finished with Morgana. So I hope you've enjoyed this series. Hope you're inspired enough to maybe go and get the kit and have a go yourself as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you make. But remember, these pages can be adapted to any square page, whatever size you want, just change the measurements. But yeah, really proud. And as I said, had to be some graphic 45, didn't it? I've made 4 of these now. Each one looks totally different, even though we've got the same base. So please let me know what you thought of this. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because I will have more projects in the future, I'm sure. And please hit that thumbs up. It means a lot. And really, really, please do write some comments. I'd love to read them. And hopefully I'll see you all as well over on my Facebook page, Paper Crafting with Paul, link in description below. And also head off to join the Cool Katz page as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.